It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to Game 1 of the NBA season, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Jet Smith.
Man, it's been a long summer.
I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. We have been waiting for this day for a long time. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, for Minnesota, they're determined to begin the season as winners, to make all their offseason planning and hard work in the preseason pay off. You know what they say, you only get one chance to start the season with a win, and tonight is their chance. And fellas, a new...
And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldrich from the sideline. We've got the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the San Antonio Spurs. And let's go straight over to David Aldrich for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, Kevin, Kawhi Leonard has been a great defender from day one, but he has developed into an elite offensive player as well. Now, Gregg Popovich says he basically tells me what he wants to do now. He knows he has a green light. I think that's the difference. He's more confident, more aggressive, more hungry to score than in the past. Kevin?
And they need him to be that way, D.A. Thank you, especially after Tim Duncan's retirement and Manu and T.P. getting older. This is Kawhi's team now, for sure. Doris, we may not see a lot of small ball this evening. Two teams that are deadly operating on the blocks. How have they been successful with that, where other teams haven't?
Well, it's fascinating, Kev, because from a personnel standpoint, they have elected to play with size. And there's a commitment to that, pounding the ball deep into the post every trip down.
Tip-off goes to Minnesota. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Rubio and Lavine together in the backcourt. The two #1 picks, Wiggins and Towns, are the forward positions. And it's Dieng in at the 5. That one drops for him.
Oh, really smooth. Andrew Wiggins with a terrific mid-range game.
Parker with it. Screen by Parker. Back to Leonard. And the rejection by Towns.
Well, his value to this team on both ends. Not many guys can defend the perimeter and the rim the way Towns can. That's a nice play. You have to read and react in an instant to have success on the offensive glass.
And when Andrew Wiggins came into the league, there was a lot of fanfare and lofty expectations placed upon him. Many in the league thought he'd be the next big wing star in the league. And Doris, while the hype might have gotten carried away a little bit, Wiggins has shown he's a force on the court.
Right, he's dealing with a couple of things. The hype coming out of college and also being involved with the trade for Kevin Love. There's a lot to live up to there, but this guy has shown an outstanding ability to live up to the #1 pick label. This guy's a franchise talent no matter how you look at it.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Lavine kicks to Towns. Shot clock at 6. Releases from 15, uses the glass that time, and it's good. Towns has got his first bucket of the night.
Well, you talk about textbook shooting form from Towns. He's making that mid-range jumper consistently.
Green dishes to Leonard. Duncan with the screen for Leonard. Off the pick. And Duncan with the layup.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation. Something they're going to want to patch up.
Right, because otherwise you're going to give up those close-range opportunities all night. If you allow the opposition to get into a groove, look out.
Here's Towns following the basket by T.Duncan. Second chance shot. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Does such work ethic. Towns brutal on the offensive glass.
Doris, when you watch Towns on the court, he's as large as advertised on paper, but moves and plays much more like a guard. It's something that you see more and more in today's NBA, and it seems like he's leading the charge.
No, agreed, Kev. This guy has the ability to handle the basketball like a guard, and that allows him to create separation with the bounce. He can hit step-back jump shots, can spread the floor. A lot to like about his offensive arsenal.
Now, here's Parker. To the left wing. Green, the screen. Splitter with a screen on Towns. Here's Duncan. And the rejection by Towns. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. It's stolen by Duncan. Here's Leonard. Parker passes to Duncan. Leonard kicks to Parker. Leonard against Wiggins. Here's Parker. No good off the back of the rim. Timberwolves leading by 6. And Rubio kicks to Lavine. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist.
Timeout.
Lavine's got his first bucket in this one.
Wow, able to survey over the top of defenses as well as squeeze into tight quarters. Rubio is the consummate playmaker.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Ricky Rubio. Last year, getting it done. Averaged about 11 points a game, 9 assists, and 4 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
There's no doubt about that. Great anticipation, excellent peripheral vision. His talents are really shining through.
Duncan kicks to Splitter. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. 5 to shoot. Pulls it from the elbow. Good as the jump shot falls.
Good job working the in-between area.
Yeah, I think if the defense is going to give that to him, he's got to take the opportunity. He uses his size and high release point on the jumper.
And he gets the bucket.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Duncan with the screen for Leonard. Duncan misses.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
Well, you know, that's okay, I think. Even though they miss, they still have to be happy with the shot selection.
Now, here's Rubio. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Towns dishes to Wiggins. Over Leonard, and the rejection by Leonard.
And a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end.
Spurs trail by 8. Outside, Green. Leonard on the wing. Splitter sets a screen. Towns against Duncan. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And Doris, at the end of last season, the Timberwolves debuted their rebrand plans for this season.
Well, it was the right time, I think, to keep the logo fresh, and the team did a great job. You feel as if this will be the constant look for what is a new era in Minnesota basketball.
He's off on the first. Good on the second free throw. And Minnesota has possession. They lead by 7. Here matched up against San Antonio is how they'll tip off the new season. Rubio the pass to Towns. The 11-footer. Towns. It's good on the putback.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
And here is Parker. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Leonard. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Offensive rebound. Dieng, no luck.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Second chance shot, Duncan. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one is on Towns. The Spurs shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
T.Duncan. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Doris, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it if you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest thing.
I always say broadcasting a basketball game is like a running conversation between two people because there's so much scoring and the rhythm and the flow of the game just lend itself to it.
At its best, you're 100% correct.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Gregg, the pick frees him up, and the dunk caps it off.
Yeah, run your offense with that kind of precision. Not much anyone can do to stop it.
Here's Wiggins after the basket by San Antonio. Parker kicks to Duncan, back to Parker, to the inside. Towns with the steal. Got a piece of it. 13 feet away. That's good on the jump shot.
Timeout, timeout.
And that's now 9 points for Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance bucket.
San Antonio calls timeout. For all the great things that Andrew Wiggins does on the floor, he is still working to solidify his defensive game. Never easy, Doris, for a young player in the NBA. It's something that he knows he can improve upon.
Well, and I think the important piece is Andrew Wiggins is invested in becoming a better defender. And most pure scorers think they can get away with playing average at best defense. Wiggins wants to be known as a complete player.
And Kawhi Leonard, the only player other than Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon to be an all-star starter. Gregg win the Defensive Player of the Year and win a Finals MVP award.
And Kevin, I think it's fair to say that's some lofty company to be in. You know, you're worried with the retirement of Tim Duncan. Would the Spurs go through a lull? And they found another two-way superstar to kind of build their team around, much in the same in terms of mannerisms as a Tim Duncan.
Now here's Leonard after the miss from Karl Anthony Towns. Here's Mills. D.Diaw, the screen. 6 on the shot clock. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on N.Pekovic. For San Antonio, they have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The Spurs offense, one of the most efficient in the NBA. It's all predicated, Gregg, on motion.
And it's ball movement and player movement. They kind of want to warp the defense and force mistakes, and that's when they strike.
Now here's Pekovic. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Mills dishes to Ginobili. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be L.Stephenson. For San Antonio, they have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts. And the Spurs, Gregg, one of the best defensive teams in the league for 2 seasons running.
About execution. They seem to just move in concert and stay connected. No silly fouls, and with their length, nothing easy inside.
Goes back up. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Baynes passes to Diaw. Leonard with no one around. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Minnesota in the lead. 1:57 left to play in the first quarter. Pekovic, he can't hit that time. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. The 3, and it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Ginobili. And 11 points for Kawhi Leonard.
I'll tell you, this guy will not stop pouring it on. It doesn't matter what approach they've tried to use against him. He has had an answer for everything.
Now here's Stevenson to stop the run. It's rebounded by Leonard.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
They set the screen.
Boy, picks up that second foul very early in this game. He's going to have to tread lightly for the rest of this half. You know, with the influx of talent that the Wolves have had the last handful of years, they feel a pressure to win. Fans are wondering when all that talent will mature. Expectations are being raised for this group. Boy, his free throw shooting has been on the mark tonight. Nothing new there, right?
There's the feed to Stephenson. From 11 feet away, and he knocks down the jumper. Stephenson's got his first 2 points of the night. And the Timberwolves doors with the longest playoff drought in the league.
Well, and Kevin, I think you have seen tremendous growth with this team the last few years. But remember, they're in the unforgiving Western Conference. I think they believe the infusion of veteran talent gives them an opportunity to make the leap and get to the postseason.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Dunn kicks to Towns. Timberwolves passing it around. San Antonio with the rebound.
And he's still scoreless in the quarter. They might need to go to a plan B to help him get his confidence.
Outside Leonard. A.Baynes inside. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him.
Yeah, that's the big, powerful presence of N.Pekovic affecting that shot.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for San Antonio. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. M.Ginobili talked about their Spurs approach.
Attack and find the open teammate, not try to solve problems by ourselves. It's something that we've never done, and every time we did it, it's not us.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Gregg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu and Tony there as the foundation, and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that have come through this Spurs organization.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
Just very aggressive on the offensive side of the ball, attacking the rim in this first quarter. A lot of trips to the free throw line.
And one thing that's important is they're making good on the chances they're given.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for Timberwolves, Rubio and S.Lavine together in the backcourt. Muhammad is out there with N.Pekovic, and it's Hill in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Ginobili dishes to Green. Shot off the screen. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Ginobili's got the lead up to 8 now for the Spurs. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldrich.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. T.Parker said, beautiful basketball, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together, D.A. Got to respect their team-first approach to the game. Now here's Lavine. Rubio outside. There's the triple. Again, Lavine misses. Spurs leading by 8. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for Minnesota.
And they haven't been able to exploit the three from the corner. Maybe some better ball movement would help open the floor and get that shot into their arsenal.
Now here's Muhammad looking for his first basket still in this one. Hill, a screen on Ginobili. And it's Rubio penetrating. Pekovic. Green with the block. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Simmons is running. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. There's the foul. That's against Minnesota. Doris, you've seen the game from many different angles. If you were a general manager, what would you look for if you were hiring a coach?
You know, it seems to me one of the most important aspects of being a head coach in the NBA, your ability to be a people person, to relate, to pull the strings that motivate different types of players. You know, I look at someone like Steve Kerr, who seems to have such a great feel for the pulse of his team, that seems to understand the players who respond well to sort of him getting in their grill. The other players who maybe need to be pulled aside privately because pride is in play. Listen, everybody has X's and O knowledge as a head coach in the NBA, or they wouldn't be in that position. To me, it's as much about managing egos and minutes and being a good person and invested in those players as it is the X and O's.
Have you ever seen a great coach who wasn't also a great communicator in their own way?
No, I think communication may be the #1 skill aside from obviously basketball acumen.
Great ball movement there.
Ginobili against Rubio. In the corner, it's Pekovic. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Pekovic has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, showing some chops in the mid-range game. Just terrific touch by Pekovic.
And it's slammed in by Splitter.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Gregg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, you know, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
Now, here's Rubio. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And Pekovic kicks to Rubio. Over Ginobili. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play.
And with a moment, let's check out the stats for Ginobili. How he did last season. Last season, put up about 7 points a game, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. Not his best production, and I expect him to break through and get back on track soon.
I think he's been pressing a little bit too much, Gregg. He just needs to relax and let the game come to him.
Muhammad, the pass to Pekovic. Duncan kicks to Simmons. Spurs working the ball around now. Ginobili misses. Timberwolves trail by 13. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. And nice to see S.Lavine back out on the floor after seeing him lose the back half of last season to injury. Doris, that was a tough blow for him, tearing his ACL, but he hopes to have a full recovery.
Well, I think, Kev, the key piece here is sports medicine can do so much more now with the recovery of an ACL. And when S.Lavine is healthy, with his burst and the ability in the open floor, this guy is a sight to behold.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
No, I didn't either. I thought his feet were moving. It was close, but he was still in just a bit.
Now here's Ginobili. He's got 11. At the elbow, it's Simmons. A shot by Duncan. Nobody around. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And that's now 10 points for Duncan. Timberwolves trail by 12. And Rubio kicks to Lavine. There's a good screen. Pass to Pekovic. Rubio outside. Pekovic with the screen for Rubio. Here's Hill, and he's on the money with his first shot today. Hill's got his first points of the game.
You know, the way Rubio moves the ball, this guy is so fun to watch.
San Antonio calls timeout. And Doris, as many NBA teams are doing, the Minnesota Timberwolves now have their own G League affiliate.
Well, and to me, this is a position, Kev, because it gives them a lot of flexibility in how they develop players. It's a very useful tool given their young talent. Only positives have come from teams purchasing G League affiliates.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Now here's Parker. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Another shot. Here's Baynes. Goes up again. And D.Diaw kicks to Belinelli. Pass to Baynes. A 3 from Leonard. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Feeds it to Dunn. He dishes it to Dieng. Here's the screen. The pass to Wiggins. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And looking at Towns and what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20-10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played it. Think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be seeing Karl-Anthony Towns as well.
Now here's Leonard. Following the miss by K.Dunn. Parker outside. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
And let's take a look now at Kawhi Leonard's number. Great showing for him last season. 8th in steals, 9th in scoring, and ranked in the top 15 in free throw percentage. Tremendous confidence and technique at the line.
And like a thief in the night, he will pick your pocket clean. Top 10 in steals, as you said last year. Always a threat to cause a turnover. And the Timberwolves call time. Doris, for so many one-and-dones entering the NBA. Do you think expectations are too high for these guys, especially from the fans?
I don't, Kevin. I think it depends on the talent that we're talking about. You know, I know Joel Embiid is a guy who didn't necessarily start right away, but when he was finally able to be healthy, it certainly didn't take him long to become a factor on the NBA level. No, I don't think the expectations are too high. I think these guys are accustomed to expectations, and frankly, their personal expectations are probably higher than ours.
I mean, look at the elite of these high school kids who have been playing like in front of big crowds on a big stage for so long. It's second nature to them, don't you think?
No doubt about it, Kevin.
The Timberwolves shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
The free throw drops for Towns. And last season, Doris, we saw the flashes of potential for what K.Dunn can be, taken 5th overall out of Providence in the draft, and didn't have the easiest time adjusting. But you can see where he'll be a value to this team down the line.
Right, and I think due to the years of experience he had in college, everyone expected K.Dunn to make an immediate splash. It takes everyone a different amount of time to adjust to the NBA. Dunn has proven he can play NBA-level defense. Now the offense has to catch up.
Now Parker looking for his first basket still in this one. Belinelli for 3. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And the Spurs lead by 9.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
Dunn sets a screen for Stephenson. Towns wide open. His 3-pointers off the mark.
I'd love to see them impose themselves.
And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. There's 1:38 left to play here in the half. Dunn with it. He feeds it to Towns. It's hauled in by D.Diaw.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
We've got 1:13 left in the second quarter. Dunn dishes to Towns. That one's not going to go. Now San Antonio takes it the other way.
Hey, we're not seeing the best quarter by this guy, and he's lost his feel a little bit.
Yep, that one goes in there.
Well, this is the classic hot hand, right? If he can keep it up, their lead will be safe.
Now, here's Dunn. He's been patient so far, not got a scoreboard. Dishes to Towns. Over D.Diaw. Spurs leads cut on top of Towns.
That's his group.
Here's Leonard.
Well, disrupting the shooter there, and I really think Wiggins has got the defensive tools to be an impact player on that end.
Wiggins, a screen on Parker. Dunn passes to Wiggins. He takes it to Towns. No good off the front iron.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs holding on an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. A good-sized advantage and a look to increase it. And now we'll send it over to David Aldrich, who is standing outside. David.
Kevin, so much. Why you seem to be so at ease out there? How much is that helping your game?
It's helping me out a lot. Just in the game, relax, just with more intensity. I mean, my teammates are getting me involved on the offensive end. I'm playing great on defense. We just got to keep it up second half and not let it up.
Hey, Kawhi, thank you very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have an exhilarated home crowd joining us for our halftime report. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaq. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He ended up with 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
Well, you know, a lot of people call him the Claw, but I call him Sugar K. He seized control in the first half. Kawhi Leonard might be the best two-way player in the game. He hardly ever smiles, but his coaches are smiling, and so am I, baby.
Kenny, let's get your insight on the Timberwolves.
I felt they had a lack of intensity defensively. They gave up way too many threes. I mean, somebody needs to pull out the fire hose because this fire is out of control, and it certainly was because of the defense.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
We come back to San Antonio now with a look at the world-famous Riverwalk with its restaurants and boats, nightclubs and people. What's going on? Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here. So it's the Spurs now. 11-point game. Parker and Green are the guard set. Splitter is out there with Duncan. And it's Leonard in at the 3. So that's who Gregg Popovich starts the second half with. Towns sets the pick for Rubio. Back to Wiggins. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Towns. Another miss by Towns.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Parker kicks to Green. Parker dishes to Duncan. Over Dieng. And the shot no good, a bit short. Timberwolves trail by 11. S.Lavine kicks to Rubio. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Here's Towns. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
I'll tell you, G.Dieng is improving and becoming a value at the center spot with all that length. He challenges shots. He's got a nice face-up touch. There's a lot to like with this guy.
And with his length and touch, you feel comfortable playing him at either the 4 or the 5. And also versatile enough doors to play as a starter or off the bench.
Right. It's hard to find a big man who does as much as G.Dieng. He doesn't necessarily dominate in one area, but this guy always finds a way to contribute.
And the whistle blows. It'll be on Splitter. That'll be his second foul of the game.
This is what Lavine's working on, pulling up when the defense gives it to him.
For Minnesota, they have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, the Spurs' Gregg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years.
In the Spurs last season, how about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons, except the strike-shortened one in '99.
And Gregg, for the Spurs, they're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big three of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat. You got to wrap up Splitter in that situation. You can't allow the and one to be converted.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Timberwolves trail by 8. Rubio outside. There's the dish to Wiggins. Green against Lavine. Towns sets the pick for Lavine. And the foul called on Danny Green. That's foul number 2 for him.
And still early in the period, and they're only one foul away from being over the limit.
And Parker comes with the help. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Towns the screen. The 3. Rebound San Antonio.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside. I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Gregg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
And the Timberwolves call timing.
Yeah, you can't let this kind of run continue. Really need to go back to the basics.
No, exactly. I think it's impossible to let this momentum continue. Let's see what they can come up with in the timeout.
And here we have an opportunity to check out Karl Anthony Towns.
Last season, he played outstanding, putting up about 25 points per, 12 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he paced the whole team in points per game last season.
Well, his teammates understood that he was their best option. And understandably, Gregg, they got him the rock.
They get it again, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Towns has got 4 this quarter.
Listen, at what point does the defense try to deny Towns the touches? Because he's been unstoppable here.
Parker passes to Duncan. Parker dishes to Green. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Over Towns, and the rejection by Towns. Knocked away. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one is on Towns.
And only the 15th pick back when he was drafted. Leonard was projected to become a starter, but never a superstar.
Timberwolves trail by 11. And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. Leonard with the steal. And now running up the court, Leonard pushing it up, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleash chaos moment. Wiggins kicks to Rubio. Towns a screen on Parker. And it's Rubio penetrating. Dieng. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Leonard's got 5 rebounds tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And we take a look here at the shot chart for the Timberwolves.
And the 3 ball really hurting them right now, taking way too many bad shots from deep. Yeah, they've had some decent looks, but when it's not falling, it's hurting your cause. I wouldn't say to go away entirely from the 3, but they've got to do a better job of only taking a 3 when it's a great shot.
Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, you can't afford to let G.Dieng float around on the offensive glass. He's going to find a way to hurt you.
Parker passes to Duncan. Screen by Duncan. A 3 from Leonard. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And now 24 points for Kawhi Leonard.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
Rubio dishes to Towns. Puts one up from 19. He can't get it to go. And the Spurs going the other way now. Out to Parker. Outside, Green. Duncan, a screen. Green, the pass to Leonard. Leonard draws the double. The drive by Green. Can't connect from short range.
Boy, the defense gets into his head and alters his release when he really doesn't have to.
And Parker comes with the help. Green against Lavine. And Dieng kicks to Rubio. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Wiggins. And the rejection by Leonard. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
And you can live with those over-the-back calls sometimes because at least it's an effort play.
Right, because you'd rather have guys playing aggressive and physical than being too timid.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. And Mills kicks to Ginobili. Back to Mills. Pass to Simmons. And there's the feed to Mills. To the paint. And it's blocked by Stephenson. And it's Dunn in the corner. It's deflected. And now the fast break, Ginobili with the ball. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Boy, just a step quicker than the defense, really. Catching them off guard and capitalizing well.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Timberwolves trail by 17. And the Timberwolves call time here.
And they're committing an awful lot of fouls here, and not of the good variety. You don't want to give up easy layups, sure, but it's been a non-stop parade to the foul line.
Here's Dunn. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Pick up by Hill. Muhammad dishes to N.Pekovic. Left block shot on the way. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
Well, he's just carving space, and N.Pekovic getting anything he wants right now.
The 3 from Mills. Hands it from downtown. Mills has got 6 in the quarter.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Timberwolves trail by 18. Dunn kicks to Hill. Pass to Stephenson. Tries from 16. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Stephenson's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, surprised he doesn't have more shot attempts. He's been accurate. You'd think he'd want to take control now with them behind.
And here's Mills. 9 points in the game so far. The three-pointer, no good. Hey, Doris, Shabazz Muhammad, a player that has slid nicely into that six-man role, comes in looking to score, but does so in an efficient manner and can help his offense without taking too many shots.
Right, Kev. You don't find too many sixth men who will come and consistently shoot over 45%. Shabazz Muhammad has done exactly that, and it's rare to have that kind of efficiency off the bench.
The Timberwolves have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them. That free throw good from L.Stephenson.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
He's off on the second. And Mills atop the key. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Mills has got 11 points. Timberwolves trail by 17. N.Pekovic with the screen for Dunn. On the wing, Stevenson fires from 18. And he hits the jump shot. He's got 7. San Antonio's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. And N.Pekovic gets the whistle that time. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And the first one at the line is good. And B.Diaw drops them both. Here's Dunn. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. N.Pekovic with a screen on Simmons. Muhammad on the wing. Guarded by Simmons. Here's N.Pekovic. It's hauled in by Ginobili.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
He's made all 6 of his tries at the line so far. Both free throws good from Ginobili. And the Timberwolves with possession here. Trailing by 19. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And the first one at the line is good.
Now, Chris Dunn tantalized the NBA guys with his elite speed, his playmaking ability. There were some question marks about his decision-making, but I think that's about repetition.
1:03 left in the third. Ginobili the pass to Simmons. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Ginobili left side. Just 4 to shoot. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Stevenson with it. Outguarded by Simmons. Spurs leading by 17. Ginobili up top. And here's Mills for 3. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. Ginobili's got 5 assists tonight. Dunn kicks to Muhammad. High post, N.Pekovic. Stevenson outside. N.Pekovic with the screen for Stevenson. Kicks it to Muhammad. Over Simmons. Muhammad, no luck.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
Ginobili outside. Missed. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Right back after this break. A chance now to hear Gregg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Everybody got to rotate, rebound, it's pace going back. It's attack, attack, attack. That's all it is.
Gregg Popovich distilling it down to one simple concept. Be aggressive.
And guys, he knows this game so well. When they control momentum, the pace, they're much harder to beat.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. So on the floor for Minnesota, Towns is down low with N.Pekovic. Dunn is out there with L.Stephenson. And it's Wiggins in at the 3, the small forward. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Now here's Mills. Green kicks to Leonard. And a miss there on the triple. Timberwolves trail by 20. Stephenson dishes to Pekovic. There's one trend we've seen in the league, an emphasis on getting back defensively rather than pounding the offensive glass. I think of San Antonio a little bit when I think about that. Why is that, you think?
You know, I don't know if this is something cyclical and we'll eventually see teams emphasize getting to the offensive glass as a means to help them win. But one of the most dangerous aspects of the NBA right now is transition 3 opportunities. We're not even seeing teams get back to and build their defense out. At this point, they're sprinting to the 3-point line and then building back toward the hoop. So a drastic difference. We'll see if it changes at any point.
Taking 2 shots. Two.
First one falls for him. Both free throws good from K.Leonard. Timberwolves trail by 20. Dunn kicks to Stephenson. Passes it to Pekovic. That's good, and it's Stephenson with the assist.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Feeds it to Leonard. The 3 from Mills. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Now, here's Dunn. He's tightly guarded. Shoots over Mills. Dunn misses.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
But he near Stephenson. Off target from 3-point range.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crash hugely.
Green against Stephenson. Green kicks to Mills. 6 to shoot. Pekovic with a screen. Dunn kicks to Stephenson. Here's Pekovic. Rebound San Antonio. D.Diaw's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Duncan. And the dunk by Duncan.
I'd say that shot is well within his range.
I would hope so. Towns sets the pick for Dunn. To the inside. And Towns the bucket on the assist from Dunn. Towns has got 20.
How about the skill level of Anthony Towns? The touch inside, it's a joke how good he is.
It'll be a 5-second ball.
He played mistake until that one. His first turnover of the night.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. So it's the tip now. Pekovic passes to Dunn. On the wing, Stephenson. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
D.Diaw against Pekovic. The 3 from Mills. The shot comes out. Timberwolves go the other way with it. Now Dunn. A bit under 3.5 minutes to pass here in the fourth. Such a wide open look.
Well, Chris Dunn remarkably comfortable in the mid-range. Get him the ball in that spot. He'll take care of the rest.
And there's the pass to Leonard. Screen by Duncan. Mills dishes to D.Diaw. He feeds it to Leonard. Shot clock at 5. Robinson against Green. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot. The 3. Got it. Nice one there from Lavine.
Well, this is a guy who entered the league able to hit from deep, but not all that efficiently. Now Lavine better with his shot selection.
Dunk a screen. And the open shot from Green. And they come right back to their own three-pointer.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnovers.
I love the tenacity right now. Definitely on the prowl, looking for every opportunity to make a steal. The other team has got to be sharp.
Leonard brings the double team. Lavine inside the three-point line. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio got his 7th assist here tonight.
Rubio.
Here's Lavine. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
Oh, since the break, his efficiency has gone up a notch, looking really polished now.
D.Diaw, the screen. And Mills gets D.Diaw. Terrific design on the Spurs as well.
A steady screen set on that play, and the defense disappears. Nice communication between teammates to make. That play work.
Leonard with the steal. San Antonio, they've gone in the field far in the fourth.
For Rubio! Rubio! Get on, Parker! Get to him! Down screen! I'm through! Ginobili! Mano!
Loose ball. Going the other way.
Parker dishes to Ginobili. Leonard against Wiggins. Shot clock at 6. Out to the wing. Parker with a clean look. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one.
And Parker just so smart about knowing when to take it. A lot of confidence from him there, seeking the outside shot.
And the Timberwolves call timing.
And Tony Parker in his prime, one of the best slashing point guards this league has ever seen. Just an outstanding finisher amidst the tall players. And one season, how about he almost led the league in points in the paint, a surefire Hall of Famer.
Let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldrich.
Hey, guys, when Mike Malone talked to his team during that last timeout, he was not happy with their play. He told, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Okay, David, thanks. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Hey, R.Rubio! Hey! Corner. Oh, right here! Parker. Watch the pit. Mano. Oh, foul. That's all you, baby. Hey, Manu. Hey, Parker. Watch for Rubio. Don't leave Rubio open. Get on Parker. Mano. Close out.
Shot clock at 6. Baseline J on the way. Again, Duncan missing. Wiggins kicks to Rubio. Outside, Lavine. And here's Towns. Over Duncan. Off target. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Danny, a strong defensive effort both individually and team. Now, how comfortable are you at that end of the floor now, knowing that you can make things tough on the opposition?
Well, we want to make them take tough shots. We're not comfortable at any point defensively, but we got to continue to be active and be aggressive and get our hands on loose balls.
It's been the mark of the Spurs for a long time, Danny. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.